Without sunlight, neither a tree nor any green plant could grow.
How does it grow?
Hey everyone, this is Jayanti with NatureWorks Nursery. I'm here with Bill Berg. We're at his property. We're going to take a look around at the orchard that we planted. Hardly can call it an orchard. It's more of a food forest orchard garden. So yeah, we're going to take a walk around and see what we did in 2.5 years. Hey, we're here in Bill's garden in Haiku, and yeah, we just want to talk about the amazing growth that we've experienced. Like, for instance, these plantains behind us, I'm pretty sure the first fruit was within 9 months, and we've had, I think, 3 or 4 fruitings since then, and that's just in that 2-year period. So very productive, very healthy growth here. Lots of food happening over here. You know, I came over for what I thought was gonna be a consultation, and Bill said, you know, I've done my research. I know what you do, and you're the guy I want. So this is what I want. Let's make this happen. And so we put together a design and laid out, to the best of our ability, you know, an amazing, you know, orchard garden for Bill to enjoy in his older days. And so we started with, I think it was about a 1/2 acre, 3/4 of lawn, and we degrassed it. We took all the grass out. We trenched in our irrigation lines, laid out all of our pathways, then planted the whole thing and covered it back up with, well, first of all, amendments, you know, fertilizer, and then covered the whole place up with mulch, which is a really important part of the success of the place, is to really pay attention to soil health and soil care. So the mulch is a really important part of that. And then we also, because of the scale of it and the specific design, we decided to go with overhead irrigation. But because it was all going to be filling in, decided to go with putting sprinklers 10 feet tall so that we could get above all of the trees. And I think that also has been another important piece of the rate of growth and the health of everything, because we can literally just turn it on and make it rain. And so we're, you know, just creating like ideal conditions for the trees and the plants as much as we can. I particularly love this particular location. One, because on the windward side of the property, there's big existing trees, and we've got willy, we've got rosewood, we've got West Indian cedar, some monkey pod, kamani, guinnep, mango, and these are kind of like signature species that a dear friend of mine, Art Cover, would plant back in his day. He's no longer with us, but I'm pretty sure that he was the one who originally planted these, and he was kind of one of my mentors. So to me, that makes this place kind of special, to be able to come in and sort of take over a property that he was here or he was most likely here and help plant, because there wasn't a lot of guys using those specific species, especially back then. So to be able to come in and sort of transform this property and have an existing windbreak that most likely one of my mentors planted is very special. And also another thing that is pretty fun and exciting is, I'd heard about, there was also some existing coconuts, fairly tall, 20, 40 feet tall. And I'd heard about back in the old days in Hawaii, how, I don't know if this is true or not, but how the Hawaiians would dig out around the base of these tall coconut trees, and they would pull them over, up of the root balls back up, and then the crowns would change direction and start growing up towards the sky, but from ground level. And so I'd never seen it done. And we had one particular coconut tree that was like a big leaner, and proposed it to Bill, and was like, yeah, go for it. Let's see what happens. And 2 years later, the crown has changed directions, and it's growing up towards the light. And so that's pretty fun and different and interesting. Little experiment. And yeah, there's just so many fun things that we can grow and do so well in this climate, like the plantains and the bananas and the kalo and the turmeric, which we have, a lot of these things kind of placed throughout the orchard. So it's like a garden / orchard, right? Mixed in with flowers and all kinds of interesting ornamentals and herbs and different kinds of staple foods. And but we also kind of went for, just a lot of diversity of all the different kinds of tropical fruits like meringue and durian and mame sapote and egg fruit and cut nuts and, just some of the more rare and interesting stuff. So that was kind of fun that Bill and Mel were open to trying some new things that they'd never even heard of before. Yeah, it's just a really special, it's basically like a mini germplasm repository now, like a seed bank that NatureWorks Nursery can propagate from and help spread more of this beauty and abundance to other places on the island, which is a big part of NatureWorks mission, is to support and educate all about local food security and all the different amazing things that there are available to grow and to eat. Yeah, this has just been a really fun project, and I'm so grateful to Bill and Mel for all of their generosity and genuine interest, because this is really valuable. I think Maui needs a lot more of this.
I'm Max with NatureWorks, and I'm one of the guys who've been here from the beginning, and just want to share a little bit about my experience and how amazing it's been to be a part of the growth, not only in the business, but also within the orchard here at Bill's. Yeah, as they said, we started out here with just a plain slate of grass. Came in and degrassed, and basically everything from there was kind of history. But as far as being on the day-to-day and watching things grow, it's on another level to be my office. I come here, I help, and I tend to the trees. Yeah, so as far as maintenance goes on this property, we use a lot of, nature's materials. So we try to use a lot of chop and drop. Anything we're cutting up into small pieces. We're dropping it back in the soil. We're also, creating green waste piles and trying to make those beneficial for our trees. We're interplanting with a lot of nitrogen fixing type of plants and things that tend to grow together and really mesh well together and are able to create more of this NatureWorks type of environment.
I bought this house. We had this huge place that was just dirt stuff, and I wanted to plant trees there. So I've contacted a few different people, and I got hold of Jayanti, and Jayanti said, look, I'd just come plant trees, but how'd you like it if I put together a design? So he gave me a list of 75 different bushes, a lot of which I'd never heard of. And I said, I like almost all of them. So he said, great, I'll bring a design. He came out with a design which laid out the path we're walking on and the location of every tree. And we changed it a little bit. I gave him the go ahead. And he came out here, cleaned this place out and planted it. The plan that we saw that he designed for us is what we're looking at and standing in. But the thing that the real difference is, and I've said this once already, Johnny doesn't just stick this stuff in the ground. He knows how to make them grow. The fact that this is a 2-year-old orchard is just a tribute to the fact Johnny knows more about how to make things grow, various microclimates, than most folks do. And I'm the beneficiary. Start with the abiyu. With the abiyu is just an incredible fruit. And then the soursop and the rollinia. Yesterday we harvested something called a sweet sop. It's this purple fruit. I'd never had one before. And we've been sitting in the kitchen table just eating them. We have so much citrus fruit here that we actually juice it. So we have our refrigerators full of, lemon, lime, and we have our grapefruits and stuff. We like the coconuts come out of all these different trees that we've had so many papayas that we really just don't know what to do. A typical day for us is that before we go to lunch, we gather up all the extra fruit that we have and take it with us